They said the stars remember everything, every word whispered into the night, every tear that fell between worlds, every promise that was never meant to last. Long before the fall of the last sun, before the silence consumed the constellations, there was a planet bathed in silver light, a world called Arendor, where dreams and fire were the same thing. It was there that they lived, the boys who burned in starlight. Their names were lost to time, but the universe remembers their story as one written in flames. In Arendor, the sky was always alive. Oceans of clouds glowed like molten glass, and 3 moons painted the horizon with endless twilight. The people believed that the stars were alive, that they pulsed with the hearts of ancient gods who once walked among mortals. And the boys, they believed they could reach them. They were not heroes. They were just dreamers, sons of miners, builders, wanderers. Yet something burned within them, a hunger to see beyond, to touch the edge of the sky, to find what the gods had left behind when they abandoned the world. Among them was Kael, the one whose eyes reflected the stars themselves. He was restless, haunted by visions of a dying light. Then there was Ryan, his closest friend. Strong, loyal, the kind of soul who smiled even when everything was falling apart. And finally, Arden, quiet, distant, but whose mind could read the language of the heavens. They met every night on the cliffs outside the city, where the wind smelled of iron and rain. There they built their dream, a vessel made of obsidian and hope, a ship meant to pierce the veil of the sky. They called it the Ember Wing. No one believed in them. The elders laughed, calling them cursed. The priests warned that the stars devour those who dare touch them. But the boys didn't listen, because they had made a promise written not on paper, but in fire. We'll reach the starlight, Kael had said, even if it burns us. And Ryan had smiled. Then let's burn together. Years passed. The world around them darkened. The moons grew red, the air filled with ash, and the ancient machines buried beneath Arendor began to hum again, like something awakening. The priests called it a sign. The gods were angry, but the boys knew it was something else, a warning that time was running out. When the first cracks appeared in the sky, they were ready. The Ember Wing stood tall on the cliff, glowing with veins of molten gold. It was beautiful and terrifying, like a dream forged by desperation. That night, the city below burned with fear, while above it, 3 souls prepared to leave the world behind. Kael looked once more at the horizon, the mountains drowned in shadow, the rivers reflecting dying stars, and whispered, "If the stars remember us, make them remember we were alive." The ship roared to life. Fire erupted beneath it, brighter than any dawn. The villagers saw the sky ignite, and for the first time in centuries, they looked up in awe. The Ember Wing ascended, leaving behind a trail of light that split the heavens in 2. The sound shook the air, a thunder made of hope and sorrow. But as they climbed, the stars did not welcome them. The void opened its mouth, swallowing their light. The air turned cold, the silence deafening. They had escaped the world, but not its destiny. In the darkness, Kael's voice trembled. "Do you feel it? The starlight? It's burning." Arden's hands gripped the console. "It's not light," he said. "It's memory. The stars remember everything." And then they saw it, the heart of the universe, a storm of light and flame swirling like a living god, the stellar core, a place forbidden to mortals, where the past and future burn as one. Their ship shuddered. The hull began to melt, but Cale's eyes were fixed on the light. If we die here, we die remembered. The flames consumed the Emberwing, yet within the inferno, they felt no pain, only warmth, only silence. And as their bodies vanished, something extraordinary happened. The constellations shifted. 3 new stars appeared where none had been before, pulsing softly like beating hearts. The universe had remembered them. Centuries passed. Arendor became a myth, its ruins swallowed by dust. The story of the boys who burned in Starlight faded into legend, told only in whispers around dying campfires. But far beyond that forgotten world, deep in the spiral arms of a newborn galaxy, a child once looked at the sky and asked her mother, "Why do those 3 stars shine brighter than the others?" Her mother smiled. "Because once, long ago, 3 dreamers tried to reach them and never came back." The girl stared a long time, and in her heart something awoke. A spark, small but fierce. "Then, maybe one day," she said, "I'll find where they went." And in that moment, the story began again. But what no one knew was that the boys had not vanished. Not completely. Their souls had fused with the light itself, drifting between worlds, reborn in fragments across time. Cale became the flame in every comet's tail. Ryan became the pulse in every star's heart. Arden became the whisper that moves between galaxies. They were everywhere, in the warmth of suns, in the glow of nebulae, in the dreams of those who still dared to look up. And sometimes, when a world reached its final dusk, they returned, not as men, but as echoes of light, guiding lost souls through the darkness. They became the keepers of the flame, guardians of memory, bound by the promise they once made under a dying sky. We'll reach the starlight, even if it burns us. Now, that promise burns still, written across the cosmos, in every dawn and every sunset, in every spark that refuses to die. Because that is what they were. Not boys, not heroes, but stars, burning, remembering, eternal. And so, the legend of the boys who burned in Starlight lives on, whispered by galaxies, echoed by dying suns, carried by the endless wind of creation. A promise written in flames, a promise that never went out,